Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show and thanks for showing up. Last weekend was the Super Bowl, and if you know anything about me at all, then you know I didn't watch a single minute of it. Shit, I could barely tell you who played in the game. Look, can we all just admit that the Super Bowl will never be as epic as what we grew up on? I mean, we went from Prince and Michael Jackson performing halftime shows to some guy rapping a diss track about a pedophile.
Allegedly.
Back in my day, even if the game sucked, you still had amazing and funny commercials to look forward to, or so we thought. But now we have social media, where we have access to millions of funny and creative videos at our fingertips at all times. We realize that these commercials are not only corny, but that they're a waste of money. I read that it cost $8 million to produce one of these Super Bowl ads this year.
$8 million.
And that's not counting the millions of dollars that they're paying the celebrities to be in them. Who are these commercials for anyway? I mean, is someone at home watching an ad for Coke thinking to themselves, damn, I'm really glad I saw that commercial. I was thinking about going to the store and buying a 12-pack of RC Cola. Hey, NFL, I got an idea. How about you take that $500 million spent on commercials
And shove it up your ass.
and actually put it towards something of good use? Cancer research, disaster relief. Shit, I know a guy who could use some of that money to pay off his student loans.
The arms of the angel fly away.
I'm just saying, when a ticket to the Super Bowl is $5 grand, I think it's time you all should join me in just not giving a fuck. Speaking of not giving a fuck, Trump says he's gonna take all of Gaza and turn it into a beautiful place. He says it's like a real estate venture. Yeah, I'm sure the most extreme religious people on earth will have no problems with you coming in, taking over their land, pushing them into other countries that don't want them, all the while turning Gaza into the Middle East version of Atlantic City. How's Atlantic City doing, by the way? I remember a wise politician running on a platform of staying out of the Middle East, but I forget who that was. There's no way that that person could have won.
No more nation building. It's never going to work. Why are we nation building over there? We want a nation build over here.
We've tried the nation building. Doesn't work. Not gonna work, never gonna work.
This is the shit I'm talking about. Look, we all understand that politicians lie, but when will we start holding them accountable? Donald Trump ran on two major platforms during the 2024 campaign. Groceries
It's a very simple word, groceries.
and no more involvement in wars. He promised on day one to end inflation.
On day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Now egg prices are higher than ever. Hopefully it doesn't take another 50 years for us to realize that the system is broken and it's only here to divide us. On a lighter note, SNL turns 50 this week. You know what that means. It's at the perfect age for us all to complain about how the new cast sucks. 50 years of being on television and about 20 of actually being funny. Seriously though, SNL is an American institution. I mean, we all have our favorite sketches from over the years. One of mine is Will Ferrell as Harry Carey.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here.
The anniversary show will feature some of the funniest and most brilliant comedians and cast members ever, including Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Chris Rock, and so many more. That's a lot of comedic geniuses in one room. But just to balance it out, Lorne Michaels will probably have Pete Davidson in there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the monologue. Stay tuned. We've got the movie preview game. We've got movie reviews, a live reading of The Witcher. We testing the game.
In the chat, and please, you're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard. You've been holding back on me. I'm going up like Hakeem. Funko Pop, shout out. Come on, that's unfiltered. The truth about oysters. Give it to him. So I did that. Yup, I did. R&B, baby. He delivers. Get your popcorn ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we testing the game. Let's go. Oh yeah. No BS, OBS, camera zoomed in, and the chat is lit. Stay tuned in. Like Zach Morris, I got detention. Like the cool kids, I do's this, homie. I thought you knew this. If you didn't, now you do. Had to prove it. Thanks for watching. What's everybody's favorite topic? Leave a comment in the chat and refrain from gossip. Stop it. If you hating, there's no debating. Promise, I'm going up like Hakeem. I can't wait to blossom. Nah, dawg, cause this a party. Get your popcorn ready, we bout to get it started. I'm super grateful, thank you all for being with me. How we looking, am I good? Sitting pretty. I'm elated that y'all would take time to kick it with me, cause I ain't famous, so I'm grateful for the subs you gifted. Shout out to Shadow, I know my guy is always listening, and I appreciate the bits. Fire emoji pimpin'. Let's get it, I'ma give you what you came to see. Please hit the follow button for me, we can proceed. R&B, Child's High, class of 03. Shout out to everybody back home, and all of y'all that's in the stream. Let's go. Let's go. We testing the game. Oh yeah. Cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Far too kind.
I hope you all enjoyed that monologue. Can I get a round of applause, please, for the writer, the director, and the editor, Arrow Rising. Shout out to Anthony Nicholas Rising in the chat one time. I see a lot of names in the chat. Matter of fact, I gotta do this. There are little diamonds that appear next to a couple of people's names. That denotes that those are VIP.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Come on. Said his diamonds in the chat. Let's go. Hopefully that audio alert worked. If it didn't, please let me know. I could try to fix things. Also, something's happened. Of course, something's happening on my end. It's already starting, folks. I can barely read the chat for some reason. I'm gonna do my best to fix this on the fly, but bear with me, would you? Thank you all again for being here. Sorry for the delay. I know it was about a 2-week hiatus, right? We were together a week or two ago, but there's good reason for that, as a matter of fact. Yep, and I'll tell you that in just a second. Uh-oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Fedman, we appreciate you, bro. Now, that sound alert didn't play on my end, but I'm hoping you all heard that. But we have a special sound anytime that we get a new subscriber on stream. This is what I like to hear. Hit me one time. So thank you so much for that, Fedman. Using your prime, baby. And look, for anybody watching, you don't have to sub, but there are some cool advantages in doing so. One, you don't have to stomach the ads that are gonna happen periodically throughout the show. Those ads, by the way, pay for some of the contest giveaways that we do. They help make the show better. In fact, we have a motto on the show. I'm gonna let Sheldon tell y'all. What's the motto?
You just keep getting better and better.
That's right. So, subscriptions, you don't have to watch the ads. Also, you get some really cool custom emojis. So there's that. So for those of you that might be tuning in just now, you missed the monologue. I'm sorry, but we're gonna repost that, don't you worry, across social media and everywhere else that you might find. R&B, testing the game.
We testing the game. Oh yeah.
So I want to give a couple more shout outs because we got some love in the chat. So first of all, shout out to my moms in them. What's her name? Love you, Mom. Thank you so much for being here. And reporting live from Razor Creek, he is Shout out to you, Dad. Now, Fedman and I don't know where Rico is. Yeah, we're gonna need some additional sound effects. I could play something for Ant, but I think we'll save that because he'll have a couple hits throughout the show. But Fedman, we need to come up with something clever for you, Brody, because you're here all the time, man, and I so appreciate the support. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Far too kind.
But yeah, jumping right in, yesterday was Valentine's Day. For those of you that celebrate and loved ones and all that, I hope you all had a lovely, lovely Valentine's Day. Cheer. I thought about doing something to make this show kind of in keeping with that. I thought I'd wear pink. I gave you a pink motif in the background. That's about as best you gonna get. That's what that is. If you're seeing any of the promo pieces, though, there's some Valentine's hints there too. Shout out to Geralt to Rivia one time. I'll do it. Toss a coin to your witcher. And we'll get to more of that later on. Arrow Rising says, I surprised my wife for Valentine's Day I didn't give her flowers. How about that? I definitely have to do something with this chat because I can. There we go. That's better. All right, hand claps for me. I think I fixed something on my end. Of course, anytime, causality, anytime you make a change, something else changes. So listen, OBS, more like POS. No, it's fine. Moving right along. So once again, happy Valentine's Day to all of y'all. Thank you so much for being here today. Keeping it moving. I mentioned that last week we weren't together, sadly, but for very good reason. In fact, someone in the chat, Gun Army, shout out to him. Bang! He's a colleague of mine. He and I and the rest of our team visited Canada. Yep. We had the privilege of visiting Canada, which is where we are headquartered, as a matter of fact. So shout out to D2L and H5P. And to all our new friends and colleagues in Canada, one time for y'all. Speaking of, Fedman, I'm gonna put your business out there. Those of you that know who he is, you'll know this, and those that don't, it won't matter. So, Fedman is also going to Canada this week with another good friend of mine and another colleague, Captain Martis. So shout out to y'all boys. Safe travels one more time, because this will probably be the last opportunity I have to play it. Enjoy the experience that is Kitchener-Waterloo, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a first-time chatter! First-time chatter! Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please do me the honor of welcoming yet another colleague and another close friend of mine. His surname, his handle reads ICCORZ. I'm not sure how you say that, but shout out to my guy, Rody Roll! Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind.
I know. Look at Fedman, surprised as anyone. Hey, man, it means a lot, dude. Thank you so much. Aww. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, another colleague, Joan Roa. It's a full house today. Bang. Well, look, everybody stick around. This is awesome. Thank you for being here. We are going to very soon kick off the movie preview game. And you'll all have an opportunity to win. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Here's your show lineup. You ready? We're going to hop into things. I've got an affiliate to tell you about. Philly. I know you're all like, what are you talking about? We hit affiliate status a long time ago. It ain't that. I'm going to tell you more in just a second. Even though, look, if you missed the monologue, sucks to be y'all, okay? It was great. And again, I'm going to take the opportunity to shout out Arrow Rising in the chat. It was his creative brilliance. Oh, would you look at that? Come on. Shadow. Matter of fact, what's his name?
Federico. Fede.
Thank you to you. And I'm going to hit that sound again. This is what it sounds like when you get a sub, B. And he's hitting the Billie Jeans. We're going to hit all the buttons today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Appreciate you. There's a lot of love happening in the chat today. Arrow Rising says, all of these people not here for the monologue? Damn it, man. That's all right. If you missed the monologue, we're going to repost it. Sorry you missed it. It was pretty great, if I may say so, but full credit to Arrow Rising again. All right? All right. Back to the show lineup. I'm going to hit y'all with Anthony's part of the show.
I'm Anthony. He's Anthony. It's Anthony's part of the show.
That's right. Even though we don't have a new segment this week, I'm going to replay one because the truth is some of y'all probably didn't watch those either. You know what I mean? So it's an opportunity to give him some shine, and I just think it makes the show better and better. One more time, Sheldon. Sheldon?
You just keep getting better and better.
A little delay on the button there. No worries. All right. So if you're new to the program, some of the recurring themes are the movie preview game, where you have an opportunity to actually win movie tickets. Hang out with me. And we're going to do Anthony's part of the show. I'm going to tell you about the mega movie reviews, the movies that I've seen lately. Anytime we have 5 titles or more, we call it a mega movie review. So we got one of those for you today. And then we do a live reading of The Witcher. And usually by that time, the chat sounds like this. But that's all right. We're gonna keep rolling for those of you that like the book reading. All right. Arrow Rising says, you are? He's talking about Anthony's part of the show. I didn't even know that we had one. Guess we'll see. We certainly will. And it'll be a surprise to you too, which one that I chose. And then he said, spent twice as long on the monologue than he ever has on an Anthony's part of the show. One more time. Look, there is an awful lot that goes into making these live streams come together for you while we do our very best to make it entertaining, to make it fun, to make it better and better.
You just keep getting better and better.
Right? So for those of us spending hours trying to do something to make you smile, hey, one more again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind.
Elwood Rising says, that video is for me and Barrow's eyes only. Cute, very cute. All right, so I talked about why I was out last week. We had an amazing time in Canada. One more time, just because it's a button, it's brand new. All right, to our friends up north. Although, I'm about as up north as you get out here. I keep thinking that. Anyway, y'all get it. To my American friends and family, y'all get it. And says, shout out to Brett. I don't have Brett's theme music on the board, if you can believe that. That's a mega fail. That is a mega fail. So, for those that don't know, when we run the movie preview game, if you are a champion, all right, we'll tell you more about this in a little bit, you get to come out to theme music. And we try to theme it with wrestlers, because that's part of our vibe, if you dig that. Nobody's chosen Bret the Hitman Hart just yet. I know. It's sad. His hits, too, with that guitar riff. Anyway, more to come. Shadow says pause. Hey.
That's what she said.
Okay. I don't know what I did to pause, but hey, good call, Shadow. All right, moving right along. A couple of weeks ago, I introduced something on the show that was essentially the first, matter of fact, the first R&B ad break. We're big on manifestation and bringing things from the ether and the universe into our realities, okay? So I told y'all, eventually we're gonna have sponsorships on this show. And you can bet your bottom dollar we're gonna have sponsors. Now, while we haven't achieved that milestone just yet, I got something that's pretty close. Decent. It's decent. I told y'all about an app that I came across organically on TikTok, and I'm gonna tell you a little more about it here again today. But what we did was we created a mock ad, so to speak. Kind of like if you were to watch a legitimate podcaster or live streamer, you might have a 15-20 second ad break that just pops up. I'm here to tell you about whatever. So we created one of those, and the idea is that maybe in doing so, we can use that as evidence for prospective advertisers or partners and show them how we kind of get down. And because we are a live streamer, shout out to us, we didn't pre-record it. We actually read the script live. And so I'm gonna try to replicate that today. The difference between then and now is that we're actually an affiliate partner. So I did just that. I took the recording or the clip, and shout out to Shadow for recommending it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind.
We clipped the live stream where we did the ad break, right? And then I reached out to the owner and team members belonging to this app, and I showed it to them. I was like, listen, I would love the opportunity to discuss partnership, affiliate potential, etc. And they were like, look, you have a very modest viewership. They didn't actually say that, but that's the truth. We got a modest viewership, so while we don't have a paid sponsorship, we do have an affiliate partnership. Philly. So what that means is we were actually afforded a promo code. So we've got a promo code for the ad. So I'm gonna run the ad now, and I'm gonna read it live. So if there's a stumble or a fumble, we're gonna have to do it again next week. But the idea is that we'll take one now, record it, and now henceforth we'll use whatever we capture right about now. And then hopefully y'all can make use of that promo code. And again, we can use whatever sponsorship revenue we garner to help make the show better.
You just keep getting better and better.
Cool? I hope all that made sense. Shadow says, here's an idea. Make your own. Look, I'm not going to put him on blast, but shout out to my friends and family from H5P. Y'all know Captain Martis is on top of this. Shadow, believe it or not, behind the scenes, there may be something going down. All right? I can't talk too much about it. It's a secret, bro. but maybe we will. I'm certainly not capable of creating an app, but those that can and do, shout out to y'all one time. Bang. All right, so without further ado, let's do this because I'm excited to tell you a little bit about this app. I believe in it, and it's a legit affiliate partnership, so that's cool, huh? Come on, we're doing it. We're doing it. Baby steps, baby. Baby steps. So let me turn down the lo-fi, and then maybe we can get into this thing. Y'all ready? Check us out. This episode of Testing the Game is brought to you in part by Cal AI. Cal AI is an advanced calorie tracking app that uses AI-powered image recognition and depth sensing to estimate the macros of your meals instantly from a photo. I was scrolling on TikTok and this fitness influencer snapped a picture of her meal. And boom, calories, proteins, carbs, fat, all right there on screen. If you've ever tried tracking your calories, you know the struggle. Weighing every bite, logging it manually, it's exhausting. Guessing the portion sizes, might as well flip a coin. That's where Cal AI comes in. Just take a picture and the app does the rest, analyzing your food in seconds. It uses your phone's depth sensor to measure volume, and it can scan barcodes for packaged stuff. Accuracy? Around 90%. But look, if something's off, just hit Fix Results to tweak it. The AI learns as you go. So no more overthinking, no more hassle. Let Cal AI do the work so you can focus on your goals. Download it now and use promo code RMB to make meal tracking effortless. That's promo code RMB.
We testing the game. Oh yeah.
Chill! Bang, how'd I do, squad? Not bad, not bad. Show me a little love in the chat if you thought, hey, he's a decent reader. That boy can read. Somebody learn him well. Shout out to Chucha. How many calories in pineapple pizza? I don't know, but I know how you can find out. Download Cal AI and use promo code RMB.
We testing the game. Oh yeah.
Chucha says you did good. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Shout out to Shadow with all those emojis going on. So cool. We are now an affiliate partner of at least one app out in the world, and maybe there'll be more sponsorships and partnerships and affiliates to come. All right, moving this train right along. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give this individual additional shine because he does a lot to support and contribute to this show. We love him. He's family. And I think he's brilliant. I love his stuff. And that's just how I feel about it. So while we don't have a brand new segment for you this week, I'm going to replay one that I think is worth your viewership either way. I hope you find it to be informative, entertaining, beautifully done. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Anthony's part of the show.
I'm Anthony, he's Anthony, it's Anthony's part of the show.
And welcome back to today. As you can tell by the old aviators, I'm gonna fly and I'm gonna take you with me. I have a drone job on the Florida-Georgia line where I will be
Taking this drone up
way high into the sky and getting footage, mainly pictures of this 6-acre corner lot. Now, droning, to make money, you have to have your Part 107 license. This is where I actually had to go to the airport, take a test, and 80% of the questions have nothing to do with drones. It's all airspace. Actually, like most of the test is exactly what airline pilots take. Let's go ahead and take off here. Oh yeah. You can see on my screen right there, the home point's updated. That's good, because if I ever want to return to home for any reason, if something happens to my drone, that drone knows to come right back to this home point. So I like to give it a little test run here, go left, go right, make sure that thing's working properly. Let's take her up. Make sure there's no wires around. Oh, look at that countryside right there. Do a little adjust. Here, you want to see where I'm at? Hey, there I am. Right there. So we're getting this house right here. Look how beautiful that is. The 90 you see, that's the battery life. Then you got the signal, that RC signal. The H right here with the arrow, that is return to home. I'm 715 feet in the air and I'm 288 feet away from where I took off. Oh yeah, that's pretty. The sky's looking really nice. If I want to switch to video, see I have the video option. There's actually automatic master shots, the quick shots, hyperlapse, panorama. I have all these options over here. Going crazy. Yeah, how's it going? Are you the homeowner right here? Okay, yeah, I'm getting some drone shots. All right, cool. Yeah, I should be no more than 30 minutes.
All right, yeah, whatever it takes, man. Anything for me to say the word.
All right, appreciate you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Happens every time, no matter what. When I'm flying,
there's always going to be a distraction.
All right, just coming back down, baby. You know what? Forget the helipad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh God, oh God.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh God.
Gotta be nice out here. All right, so that's a day in the life of a drone pilot. Took me 30 minutes to drive here, 30 minutes to drone, $100. $100 an hour, folks. Just like last time, I'm gonna leave you with, remember, everything means nothing, but some things mean everything.
See y'all next time.
Anthony's part of the show.
Chill! Shout out to my guy one time, Arrow Rising. And that was Anthony's part of the show. I hope y'all enjoyed that. One more time for Ant. Come on. That's right. So, not an official sponsorship, but certainly an affiliate in a way or two. So one more time, Arrow Rising and Drone Services. Oh. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Gun Army says pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good looking out with those shout outs, baby. All right. Cool, cool. We're having a good show, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a good show. Now, as I shared with you all, we're constantly trying to improve. Our motto is...
You just keep getting better and better.
And so... I've wanted to do this for a long time. This next segment is probably the reason many of you all are here. I'll laugh at that. It is. Y'all ready? I'm going to tee it up for you. It is the movie preview game. But before we get right into that, I thought we needed to come up with an intro for this. I mean, we've got intros for damn near everything else. So I came up with a little something. It says it's public domain, so I'm hoping we don't get flagged for it. But let's see if y'all dig this. So coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we're about to hit y'all with the movie preview game. I'm going to explain what that is for any first-time viewers. But before we do, hey, let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Did y'all dig that? Huh? Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be the new open for our movie preview game. I hope you dug it. Chucha, I was kind of doing that for you, sweetheart, just because, I don't know, it brings back some memories when I was young. I feel like there's something there. I don't know if you want to talk to that, but...
Choo-choo, 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 choo-choo.
Shout out to Arrow Rising one time. He says, there's a 94-year-old retired executive that's just been waiting for someone to use this so he can sue. Just our luck, that's probably accurate. God, I hope not. Don't put that out there, man. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell y'all a little bit about this segment because it's complex. It's a lot going on. So first, what we're going to do is I'm going to throw up, not literally, gonna do that. I'm gonna pop up the movie preview game belt. I got, and I can't read these little notes on my screen, so I hope I hit the right button. Let's see. Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is an exclusive, one of one movie preview game championship belt. Yep. So when you win the movie preview game, you're the champ for that week. And we've got a few champions in the house. Hand claps for y'all. We're going to throw up the leaderboard in just a second. But before I do that, I'd like to welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, a new movie preview game champion. He is... I'm going to play his theme music for you, and then we'll introduce him on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Gun Army. Shout out to you, bro. Last week was your week. You won the movie preview game. And so you are this week's defending champion. One more time. All right. Now, what does that all mean for anybody that's tuning in for the first time? Well, in just a second, here's what we're going to do. Ryan's going to pop up a colored gradient frame on screen. And when you see that, that means the movie trailer is about to be played. And all you have to do is be the first person to guess the name, or say, if you know, the name of the film in the chat, and you will be this week's winner. You gotta beat our champs. Speaking of, let's go on and give some due recognition. Hold on, I gotta find it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out one time to our former champions. You can see his name at the very top of that heap with, Jesus Christ, 12 times. He says if he doesn't win this week, he might have to retire. No, don't do that, bruh. No, don't do that, bruh. But I love that we're trying to give others a chance to win. But ladies and gentlemen, this week, it's Gun Army's week. All right? He's the champ. I would love to see some more names on that leaderboard before long. Chucha, I know you want to win, girl. And we had a conversation about this. And for everybody's benefit, we're not going to cheat. No, we're not. We're not going to stack the deck. We're not giving hints offline. You got to do your research. You know what I'm saying? So we play fair. We're not going to tarnish the integrity of the movie preview game, okay? But I know she wants to win and she wants to do it honestly. So shout out to her.
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
Yeah. All right. Milking it a little bit. Pause.
That's what she said.
Okay. I hope that there are people watching, and I hope you're eager to play this game. So let's go on ahead and throw up that gradient, if you would. Wait for it. Always takes a second. There it is. Chucha's ready. Oh, yeah. I don't know about Russ out at Razor Creek. You know, sometimes we want to know.
I want to know who Russ is.
Come on.
I want him to show me.
Oh, I love that. God, I love that. Arrow Rising says, I have an idea for Chucha to possibly win one. Show the trailer of an old popular movie from the past, and then let's see who can guess it first. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. It's a throwback movie. Okay, you know what? Throwback. I don't mind that. We could do a special movie preview game where we do a throwback. So for anybody that's newer, we don't typically do, as Anthony is suggesting. The movie preview game was conceptualized in real life when my friends and I used to go to the movies back in the day. And this was before you had to book your seats online, right? So going to the movies was an event. You were excited. You could just decide, like, spontaneously, hey, y'all want to go see a movie? Let's see what's showing. And then you just go and you sit. So we would get there hella early because we like to do that, get concessions and whatnot. And so we came up, because we're all competitive, with this game. Because we went to so many movies, we would study the trailers that were coming out, and we could guess them just by like the first screen grab, if you will. And so from then on, we played the movie preview game. And so we brought it to life digitally or virtually with you all. And now you get a chance to participate and win some cool prizes. Russ says he's here, he's gonna play, let's go! So again, the rules of the game are fairly simple. In just a moment, I'm gonna play a trailer, and you just have to be the first person to guess or type the correct name of the film in the chat. Now, there are a few nuances here, okay? You have to say the full name of the film. So in a scenario where, and this is, no hints, I'm just saying, if it were a sequel, okay?
you'd have to say the full name of the sequel. And I often give this example, and I'll do it again. If it were Harry Potter, it couldn't be Harry Potter 3. It would have to be Harry Potter blank. Like, I don't know, Prisoner of Azkaban or Sorcerers, whatever. Right? That's the game. And you've got to spell it right. You've got to say it right. You've got to spell it correctly. Okay? And that's pretty much it. And then the other caveat is you got to beat the champs. You got to beat the people that are live with you. Now, if you win the movie preview game, we've already talked about some of the virtual accolades that you're going to get on this show. And that's not nothing, all right? You get a lot of pride in being a champ. But if you win 3 times, R&B is going to take you to the movie.
We testing the game.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to say that again. If you happen to win the movie preview game 3 times, not necessarily consecutively either, that's why we have the leaderboard, I'm going to buy you some movie tickets. Come on. All right. Edward Rising says, I know, but it's been like 50 shows. Just trying to help. All right. I appreciate that. She's got to win fair and square. We all want to win. And also says, 47 movie trailers have been released since this movie preview game has begun. Bang. Yeah. This is a hint, I guess. I'm not talking about today's necessarily, but what I was going to say was I choose trailers that I think are cool. Now, there have been a few one-offs, quite frankly. I try to spread it all out. Pause.
That's what she said.
But anyway, doesn't matter. Hopefully, y'all have come across these trailers in one way or another. All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, are you all ready? This is the movie preview game. Ant says, I was referring to how long it's been. How long? I know how long. Okay. I hope you all are ready. When I hit play and the preview starts, be the first person to name the movie in the chat. It's just that simple. But again, you got to say it all and you got to spell it correctly. You ready? Good luck.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every
Come
week.
on. Hit me.
Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
That's a giveaway. Come on, y'all.
Herbie,
better.
How's that sauce coming?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. He did it. Shout out to Shadow one time.
Okay.
Was that fast? I can never tell.
Okay, is this
all right, I'm going to let y'all enjoy the preview, and then we'll talk about Shadow's victory.
A couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
I beat the fastest ever one time. Good job, Shadow.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock. The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Getting Billy Jeans on. I see you, bro.
Ben has always been a rock.
It looks good.
Johnny
Look,
is
this is only like the
Johnny.
5th iteration of this movie.
And
I'm here for it.
right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
For those that know, that was important. Full title, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The Fantastic Four First Steps. Well done, Shadow. Hand of applause. Come on. Said hand of applause. Round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, that was exceptionally fast. Bang. And let me get this out of the way because people are going to be like, he's told them. They had conversations. I assure you, we did not. Candidly, I haven't even had a conversation with Shadow in the last several days. I know. Shame on us. That being said, no hints were given. No one knew that trailer was coming out. It's simply that, yeah, Ryan's into Marvel. Sure he is. This is a newer trailer. Regardless of that fact, y'all should have known it right away, baby. Congratulations, Shadow. You will soon be the defending champion. Now, I wish I had, I don't think we've ever talked about theme music. What did you come out to last time, Shadow? Pause. Can't remember. Chucha says, good job. Gun Army says, why was Joan in the trailer? Shout out to Joan one time. there is a slight resemblance there. I like it. Elwood Rising says, good thing I'm not a stickler. What would you have been a stickler for, Elwood Rising? He said the Fantastic Four First Steps. What was wrong with it? My goodness. And then Shadow says, it was that or possibly Thunderbolts. I'll be honest, I don't even know what Thunderbolts is. So it wasn't gonna be that, as a matter of fact. All right, read above. Let me see. I gotta scroll up. And says, Chucha says, bromance. The Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm still missing it, dude. Anyway, he says he's kidding. All right, moving right along. You're the champ, Shadow. I don't know what song would be appropriate, but this is your hit. Ladies and gentlemen, his legal is...
Federico, Fede.
Shout out! All right, moving this thing right along. So, ladies and... Oh, that's right. We do have you on the board, Shadow. Hold that thought. I'm reminded, ladies and gentlemen, I'll put the belt back up for him. He is the newest movie preview game champion, and this is his theme song. Oh, yeah! I forgot. All right. Round of applause. I wish it kept going. All right. For those that don't know, that's some anime joint right there. I'd laugh at it, but it is what it is, so bang. Shadow says, SMH, unsubscribing. I'm unsubscribing. Sorry about that, dog. Listen, man. I've got the little Stream Deck, okay? Your button was like 5 pages deep. I forgot. It has a little guy on it. It doesn't, it's my bad. My bad. But I do love that song, and I love it for you. I wish it were a little louder. It's a little low, right? Sometimes these audio files that I pull offline, I'm not mixing and mastering on this end. Hey! I'm laughing. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, that was the movie preview game. Now, I ain't no mathematician or nothing, but I think that means that Shadow is just one, count it, one movie preview title away from earning himself some movie tickets. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, moving this thing right along. Thank you again. Thank you all.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Look, I so appreciate you taking your time out of your Saturday. For some of y'all, it's in the very middle or beginning of the afternoon. And for those of you back home, y'all are waking up early to do this. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know. I mean it. Love y'all. Shadow says, a trip to Norway? Good try, Shadow. We did that already, buddy. You got that already. But come on back. And for anybody that hasn't visited, and anybody that has, y'all are all welcome. Come on. Cool. The next segment coming up. Russ Barber says, Mom watched movie trailers all night, and she couldn't remember the flicks. Damn it, Mom. You know what? That's okay. What's her name?
Her name is Chucha.
And what's she doing?
She's getting lit up in the chat.
Yeah. We love you, Mom. We love you. Good try. And look, you got support. We're all rooting for you, but you got to earn it, baby. You got to earn it. Shadow says, new year, new me. New year, new me. Arrow Rising. He's never going to choose a Marvel trailer. That's too easy. Psych. No, he would. Look, it was a trailer that I hadn't seen before today, and so I was like, oh shit, Fantastic Four, that'll be a great one, and so I chose it. Bang, that's what you get. That's what you get. Hopefully some of y'all haven't seen that. And I like that it's got this retro vibe. Marvel, I'm not sure about that new Captain America, sadly. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I've read some bad things. Poor Mackie. Anyway, we're not here to talk about those films. In fact, we're here to talk about some other films. So without further ado, we're going to get right into that. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is Ryan's Mega Movie Review.
It's only a movie.
Just look over your shoulders, honey.
Yeah!
Good morning, Vietnam!
Your
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
Snakes? Snakes. I don't know no snakes.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Hey, you guys!
Enjoy your remaining years.
I will. Enjoy fucking Jules.
I will.
That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Alrighty then.
Get your popcorn ready. Chill. All right, y'all know what this means. It means that Ryan's gonna tell you about whatever shows, whatever films, maybe stand-up specials that he saw since the last time that we were all together. Yeah. Before I do that, I gotta acknowledge Shadow says he don't know Thunderbolts. It's over, Arrow Rising. It's over. I don't know Thunderbolts. And then Chuchi says, Shadow can come take me to the movies. Oh, that would be fun. Shadow, you got an open invitation. That's sweet. And then Arrow Rising, I actually saw the Thunderbolts trailer when I saw Mufasa, but you would have still gotten it first. Yeah, I guess shame on me. I don't know Thunderbolts. I'll have to look into that. But guess what? It won't be next week's trailer. So, Thunderbolts, no thanks. It's too easy at this point. You think it's teed up. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's talk about what's about to happen real quick. Many times. The movies are bad. They're bad. I'm sorry. I try to be open-minded with the projects, the films, the shows, etc. that I watch. And I go into it hoping they're all decent or good. And sometimes I watch them for different reasons, right? Like there are blockbuster titles or titles that I know because other people have told me this is a really great movie and I like save it until I'm in the right vibe. And then there are others where you just want some of that mindless entertainment, right? It's just, it's a lazy Sunday, you're kind of falling asleep on the couch, but you're still up and you're watching something. So those are a bit less great. And then when you're flying all the way to Canada, right? You gotta watch something on the plane. So a couple of these titles are airplane movies, and as you're scrolling through what's available and you've seen just about every one of them, you gotta choose what you got. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Shadow says, need to bounce, catch the rest on the tube. Dang. All right, well, before you go, what's his name?
Federico.
Bang, thank you so much for being here, bro. And congratulations, man. You are this week's movie preview game champion. So well done. I hope that's not the majority of y'all. Don't be tuning in for the movie preview game and then you're out, all right? That's sad, right? You know what I'm saying? Hang out with your boy. All right. I understand some of y'all are working, I get it. All right. Traditionally on this show, we start low and end as high as we can. And sometimes we don't get that high. What I mean to say is I tell you in the order bad to better, bad to good, if we can get all the way there. Does that make sense? All right. Start low, end high. That's how we're going to try to do this thing. So, Chucha says, stay for The Witcher. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate you. And for anyone, hang out with us. Eventually, we're going to do a couple of pages from The Witcher. From The Witcher. All right, but this is the movie review. And I think, don't quote me, but I think they're all movies this week. That's cool. Again, sometimes we do a little stand-up, sometimes we do series. This week, it's all movies. The first movie, out the gate, I really like the principal actor. I like them both, quite frankly, but one in particular. But this movie, I'm gonna go on the line and let you know it was bad. It was bad. I mean, save it. Don't even worry about it, all right? But let's go ahead and throw up the poster. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is called Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. I'm gonna hand clap because you got to. And before I go forward, let me click some of these off so that when we transition back,
everything doesn't play all at the same time. All right, Den of Thieves 2. I'm gonna do my best. Sometimes on the show I get to work on my acting chops a little bit. So this is the movie trailer voice guy. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Here we go. In this sequel to the 2018 heist thriller, Detective Big Nick O'Brien pursues master thief Donnie Wilson across Europe. As Donnie becomes entangled with the notorious Panther Mafia in a high-stakes diamond heist, Big Nick must navigate a web of crime and deception to bring him to justice. Not bad. Arrow Rising says, I'm always just baffled and try to imagine what happens when you're picking movies to watch. Who sees that and thinks, yeah, looks good? I appreciate you being baffled. Look, sometimes I know I'm gonna be disappointed. I know going into it. But look, let me hit you with the principal actors, all right? First of all, Gerard Butler, one time, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Pablo Schreiber. Look, I like Gerard Butler a lot. He's been in at least 3 or 4 films where I really, really dug it. And I hoped that it was going to be entertaining. Not for nothing, I've seen O'Shea Jackson do a few things, and I think he's pretty good. And shout out his dad, too. Ant says, you're a content masochist. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I do it to myself, bro. Ant says, shit, O'Shea Jackson, I'd rather watch Tito Jackson. I wish I had that. Oh, I think I gave it. Oh, wait for it. Hey! Come on. Shout out to Tito one time. Come on, that's pretty good. Your boy's got the buttons in the clutch. All right.
That's what she said.
Okay, sorry. The director of this film is Christian Gudegast. Hope I said that right. If not, nobody's watching. It's a gritty... Let's try that again. It's a gritty crime thriller. Speaking of, gotta do it. How many times are you gonna get a chance to hit this one? All right. It's a gritty crime thriller following a group of elite bank robbers, led by a hardened cop, as they plan this massive heist involving a high-stakes diamond heist again in Los Angeles. Look, it's a diamond heist. That's all you need to know. Tensions rise, however, as the crew's loyalty is tested, and the line between good and evil blurs, quite frankly. Known for its fast-paced action and the intense performances, the film brings a heat with a modern-day twist to heist thrillers. All right, I could hit the button again, but I'll spare you. This one was released in January, and the film is available for rent or purchase, I believe, on Amazon Prime. Sometimes you all ask me, where can I watch this movie? Not this one in particular, I'm sure. But probably Amazon. All right, so there you go. Look, Den of Thieves 2. I don't remember if I watched the first one. I mean, that's how memorable the first one probably was. Again, I'm sure I did watch it, and that was the other reason why I felt compelled to watch the sequel. But look, I'm going to go on record. It was a bad movie. But there it is. Look, we don't discriminate. That was Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. Arrow Rising says, I need a new review of the new Nosferatu. Still costs money here, but I want to watch. Well, how about this? I love when we get feedback from the chat. I'm going to watch that film for you. I haven't seen it yet, surprisingly enough, and I'm looking forward to it. That's one, like I told you before, where I'm waiting for like the right moment, the right vibe, the right energy. I have a feeling it's going to be really good. People that I know, that I respect's opinion, they've seen it. They told me it was good, so I'm looking forward to that. Stay tuned. But because you asked for it, R&B, baby, he delivers.
We testing the game. Oh, yeah.
And so I'll let you know in the next live. How about that? Ant says, yep, winter in northern Norway. Not the right vibe yet. I haven't been in Norway, you see? Even though it was cold as hell. I'm gonna do it again. It was cold in Canada too. Look, I'm choosing my words. I have only been in a few environments where it has been snowing, okay? So it's a limited experience. But living in northern Norway, where it's quite literally snowing again right outside, it didn't feel the same where I was in Canada, okay? Why is that? Why is that? So I had this conversation with other Norwegian friends while I was there, and I think we all agreed it's because there's a difference in humidity. For those that know about the snow and other cold climates, does the humidity like make the cold smack your bones? Because every time I walked outside, it was excruciating. I hated it. God, it was terrible. I don't know why that was, but it felt extra, extra cold. It felt like this, if you know the reference. Get it? Stone Cold? Yeah, you get it. All right, Joanne says, it was worth watching. Not sure if the theater worth, though. Bang. So, Joanne, you got a two-time right there, buddy. So, Ant, he's talking to you. There it is. A lot of love going on. Aww. Yeah, see, I knew Joanne. Joanne is a cinephile, too. Shout out to him. And I knew that he had seen it, and he told me that it was good, but I didn't know if he thought it was a theater experience flick, and he says maybe, maybe not. So thank you, Joanne. Appreciate that, man. And thank you for being here. So, Ant, there you go. There's at least one cosign, and that was one that I had heard about, so my guy. Ant says, you're a North American, not a Northern Norwegian. That's why. Bro, look, man, I know you've been in New York during winter, and so you probably know what it's like, but it was extra cold. I don't understand it. Like, it was like just walking to the car or whatever. I was like, God damn, I thought I was used to this shit. It felt totally different. But anyway, I'm off that horse. We're riding along. All right, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, this was one that I watched on the airplane. And again, it was because you're going through all the titles available, and there's only so many. And you'd seen about 85% of them. Bang, shout out to us. So your options are quite limited. But I liked it. It was all right. It was better than Den of Thieves 2. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. But it's only number 2 on our list today, which also tells you not that great. But I watched it nevertheless. Ladies and gentlemen, Juror number 2. Juror number 2. This one, directed by Clint Eastwood, as says the poster there, and it stars Nicholas Hoult and Toni Collette. Nicholas Hoult, I like him. He did a good job. So here's the synopsis. You ready? And we'll keep this thing moving. It was a suspenseful legal drama about a juror. No shit. About a juror who discovers he may have inadvertently caused the conviction of an innocent man while serving on a high-profile trial. As these pressures mount, the juror must confront his conscience and take a stand, pun intended. Risking everything. I'm just gonna not read that next part. I wrote it wrong. Clint Eastwood's direction delivers a tense, thought-provoking narrative with Holt's powerful performance at the center. And this one, I think, might be available for most of y'all, us, on HBO Max. But again, I saw this one on an aeroplane. And for an airplane ride movie, not bad. Come on, not bad. Not great, but not bad. I'll also tell you, on one of the legs of the trip, I also watched Tenet again. That's one you can watch 3 or 4 times and take something new away every time, because it's a bit of a mind blow, man. It's a mind blow. But Juror number 2. I gave you the synopsis. I told you who's in it. I told you who directed it. That's about it. It's decent. This is one you watch at home. You know, you're flipping through. You're like, Juror number 2. It's a good... No spoilers. I don't think there's going to be a sequel. Ain't no Juror number 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good one and done. Check it out. Joanne Roa says, Clint Eastwood's last movie. Oh, I didn't know that. Joanne. Look at Joanne coming through. Dang. His last movie. Well, I'm so happy you said that. Now I'm proud to have watched this. Now, look, let me say this. I don't love all of Eastwood's stuff. But I dig it, and I dig something like Show 'Em the Curve or whatever that's called. That was a good one, and there's a couple that I've seen, and I recall seeing a couple with my mom and dad in theaters. So I forget what the one was where he's driving a truck, and it's like he beats up a gang. It's not very believable, if you can believe that. Anyway, we're not here talking about that. Juror number 2, his last one. Dang. Chucha says, if it isn't, it should be. Dang, Mom, that's how you feel? You don't like Clint? Arrow Rising says it was probably his last movie one way or another. Damn, the jokes are flowing in the chat. Gran Torino, that's it. Look, Joanne. I love when there's other movie fans in the chat talking real game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I think it was Gran Torino. That's exactly. Mule? Oh, was that the other one? Look at both of y'all. All right. My mind is pretty laser focused on what I've written up this morning, so I can't expand it into other things for some reason. It's a shortcoming that I'm dealing with on the fly, live. You're witnessing it live. But nevertheless, Clint Eastwood, shout out to him. If it is his final piece, it's decent. It's worth watching. Was it great? No. Quote me. But it was decent. Juror number 2. Chucha, have you seen this one? You're talking like you've seen it, sweetheart. You didn't like it? All right. Let me know. Let us know. Bang. Moving this thing right along. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for all of y'all's contributions. I'm loving this. This is great. This is better than what it normally is. And for those of you that said hi earlier and maybe left, that's all right. You showed up. I appreciate you, okay? Thank you again.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Chuji, you saw it. Okay, you didn't love it. Well, that's fair. Again, it's only number 2 on our list, but it was okay. My perspective and opinion is a little jaded because I saw it on an airplane. When you're literally a foot and a half away from that screen and there's nothing else you can do in the world, you're kind of locked in. So I think that does make the experience better, but there you go. Juror number 2. All right, now this next one, even if you see it, I know many of you all are going to be like, man, that was a terrible movie. I liked it. I'm going to throw up the poster. Joanne, I think this is one that you will dig, my friend, but maybe not. Anyway, it's called Getaway. Getaway! And Ant, because you said earlier, I'm baffled what he's thinking when he's watching these films. I happen to love Nick Frost. Bang! Nick Frost is the guy in the poster. He not only stars in this film, but he also wrote it. So shout out to Nick Frost. It also stars Aisling Bea. I think she's the woman in the poster as well. It's called Getaway. And I saw the trailer and I just thought, man, Nick Frost, I like him. Let's see what's going on. If y'all remember Shaun of the Dead and the other films that he's been, again, I can't think of the films for some reason off the top when I'm live and because I got all these notes to read. But y'all know who he is and he's great. He's funny, super funny, and he wrote this. Now, I'm not going to give anything away. No spoilers on this show. I want y'all to watch these movies. There is a cool twist. Bang! So I'll leave you with that. But here's the synopsis. It's a dark comedy following 2 friends who unwittingly become entangled. You know what? I think that's wrong. That's wrong. Now I got to make up some shit on the fly because my notes are wrong. I don't know what happened there. I was copying and pasting, and it looks like I pasted the wrong text in the wrong section. Shame on me. Here's what happens. The family goes on vacation, okay? And that's why there's a family in the poster. And they go to an island, and I think it's in Scandinavia, as a matter of fact. That was the other reason I was so intrigued. So they go to this island, but when they get there, apparently the inhabitants of the island don't want them there. And they're preparing for like this annual ceremony that they do. But the family decides to stay anyway, and then murder, mayhem, and mystery all unfolds. And that's the synopsis I'm gonna leave you with. Ant says, if I watched every movie with someone I liked in it, I'd have less of a life than I already have. Look, man, I'm trying to add content to this live stream. You dig that? Bang. You're gonna have to watch a lot of titles, and when you watch a lot of titles, more often than not, they're gonna be bad. This one, not that bad. I think that, listen, it's not for everybody. I'm gonna go on record by saying that. It's a bit of a slow burn, a bit. Once it gets to a point though, it gets pretty good, but you gotta be in the right mind state. Don't sit down with this one thinking, oh, this is gonna be the best movie I've seen all week. Don't do that. Have low expectations, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, sorry about the note taking. I'm embarrassed now. I have a weird way that I'm working in the mornings. I'm creating the posters. I'm adding the borders, the shadows. I'm writing the synopsis. I'm copying and pasting. It's all it's all bad. Don't worry about it. Arrow Rising says, the title literally is trying to warn you. It's telling you what to do. And you were like, let's see what this thing's all about. Not bad. Not bad. Getaway. You're not wrong. Watch this. It's a double entendre. Getaway, like a vacation. Also, get away, like please leave murder. You get it? That's the pun. That's the pun. It's directed by Stefan Hars. Hope I said his name correctly. And again, written and starring Nick Frost. I enjoyed it. Get away. It's got a cool twist. Check it out. I think this one you can find on Amazon Prime also, or so I hope. Arrow Rising. I knew a girl named Entendre. She wasn't white. Let me tell you why that's so great. As soon as I read the first line, I knew a girl named Entendre. If this was a dialogue, my next response would have been, what race was she? So the fact that he knew that, you tee him up, knock him down. Good stuff, Arrow Rising. Love you, man. Aww. All right. Y'all ready for this next one? Listen, it is a mega movie review. One more time for anybody tuning in. Whenever Ryan watches 5 titles or more, bang, we call it a mega movie review. Because that's 5 titles. Goddamn, that's a lot of movies. But we've been away for 2 weeks. Where were we? I'm going to tell you again. We were in Canada last week. And shout out to everybody that we met, made friends with in Canada. It was so great. So great. All right, and to all my colleagues, love y'all too. So I watch films on the flights, and you build them up. And know this too, there are a couple joints that I don't even mention on this show because they're not worth mentioning, okay? They don't get an honorable mention, not a damn one of them. So know that. I spare you all from some of the real terrible stuff too. But anyway, this next one. I actually saw this one in theaters. Bang! So I'm happy about that. I think that, and Joanne commented earlier, and I should have said this then. I am a huge fan of the theatrical movie-going experience. And I think that's how the medium is meant to be consumed. Now, some of these movies, it doesn't really matter. And things are so readily available to us today with all these streaming platforms and the like that, I don't know. But when you have the chance to go to the movies, some titles are worth it. Now, I'm not building this up to suggest that this movie was deserving of a theatrical experience, just that it so happens that I went there and saw one. But some movies are. Nothing on this list this week, okay? Moving right along. Go to the movies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It deserves that. All right. I think, Mom, if you're there, matter of fact, let me help you.
Choo-choo.
Come on.
Choo-choo. Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
I don't know if this was one that you were excited for. I recall you mentioning it. I saw it. I saw it with a friend of mine. Shout out to them. If you're in the chat, shout out to you. But it's called Baby Girl. And it stars Nicole Kidman, Antonio Banderas, and Harris Dickinson, to name a few. Baby Girl, A24. We love A24, first off. Joanne, I know you dig A24 too. We've talked about that in the past. Let me go on and say this. It was a little weird. It was a little weird. I wanted to like it. I really did. Chucha says, I have not seen it, but I want to. Bang. Well, there you go. Well, I'm going to give you Ryan's opinion, naturally. And then you can see it and let us know if you agree with what Ryan shared, or if maybe you loved it far more than he did, or maybe you hated it. I don't know. I didn't hated it, but it wasn't great. All right. It's not this exactly, but for lack of another button. And the person that I saw this film with, we discussed it and we agreed. We both kind of felt the same way and took the same things away from watching the film. There are a few times where it's a little awkward in the theater. I'm not going to give anything away. You got to watch it yourselves to know what I'm talking about. But I wanted to like it, and it was just kind of weird. Didn't really do it for me. I'm going to give you the synopsis. You ready? And as a matter of fact, just because I get to, I'm going to give it to you in the movie preview voice guy. You ready? Here we go. It's a quick one-liner. Here we are.
A high-powered CEO puts her career and family on the line when she begins a torrid affair with her much younger intern.
All right, so that's the plot. That's the one line, the tagline. It was directed and written by Halina Reijn. I hope I said that correctly. Shout out to them. And I told you who the cast is. So Baby Girl follows Romy, or Rami. I forget how she says her name. It's a funny name, but a cool R name. Shout out to the R's. Okay? If you know, you know. Baby Girl follows Romy, a high-powered executive who begins an affair with Samuel, played by Harris Dickinson in the poster, her much younger intern. Ooh. In which he, the intern, takes on a dominant role, unlocking the CEO's submissive urges. Ooh. So that's kind of what it's about. It's this interesting dynamic between this high-powered CEO and this younger intern, and then he becomes the dominant in their sexual relationship, this affair that they're having. That's not a spoiler, that's the concept of the movie. And then there are a lot of things that happen, and then you just go, sometimes it's like just awkward and like, ew, like what's happening? You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to clap, but that's all I got. Anyway, this one I saw in theaters. I don't think it's out on any other platforms. Let's see what Errol Rising has to say. I can't watch Nicole Kidman's stuff anymore when she's the lead. Her surgery and injections, I just can't get past it. She's scary looking. Why can't they all go to Cher's surgeon? Let's give her a hand clap. Cher is 79 and looks amazing. By the way, SNL Homecoming concert last night was the best, most star-studded concert I have ever watched and had funny skits. Can't wait for the show now. Thank you for that. If you missed the monologue, we highlighted that in the monologue, so there's a callback to that. Cher is 79 and looks amazing. Shout out to her. Shout out to Cher. Do you believe in love? Believe it or not, that came on my Spotify shuffle earlier. That shit goes, bang. I'm a fan. Probably because she had this concert. I didn't know that, but there it is. Chucha says, going to wait for it to be on Netflix now. Look, I don't fault you. I don't think this one deserves the movie-going experience, only because I think you're going to be a little disappointed. Again, I went into it wanting to like it. Both myself and the person I saw it with, we went in with open minds. And in the end, we were like, that was weird, right? And we're like, yeah, it was weird. And then we just got on with our lives. So, that's that. Hand claps one more time, Baby Girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the movie review is coming to a close. Oh, I know. Some of y'all are like, man, I wish you watched more stuff. Some of y'all are like, man, I wish you narrowed it down to one title. Okay? Ryan's trying. This last one, remember, before we started, I said they weren't great this week. They weren't. I'm sorry. I know. Normally, I like to leave you on a high. Something I watched and I thought was really good. Now, this one, it was fun. It was funny. It's the number one on our list. It is R&B's Pick of the Week. This is your Pick of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully, just by the poster, you'll agree. This one is called You're Cordially Invited. Yep. And it stars Will Ferrell, another callback, and Reese Witherspoon, whom I adore. She's adorable. You're cordially invited. It's a comedy. Look, there haven't been a lot of great comedies in recent years, and I'm not sure why that is. You know, in my day, there were a lot of fucking hilarious movies, and I miss them. This one, it doesn't make the grade, so to speak, but Will Ferrell is great, and so he does his thing. So I'll give you the synopsis. This one, as you can see in the poster, is available on Prime. Written and directed, a lot of written and directed, or written and stars. So shout out, look, it's not an easy thing to do, to write a screenplay and then either direct or star in it. So hats off, pause, to those that can and do. Written and directed by Nicholas Stoller. And again, it stars Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell, amongst many others. And I just chose not to list them all. I wanted to give highlight to the two main stars. Here's the synopsis. You ready? It is a romantic comedy about two rival wedding planners who find themselves in a fierce competition to organize the most extravagant wedding of the season. When their professional animosity spills over into their personal lives, unexpected sparks fly. Witherspoon and Ferrell deliver classic comedic timing in this light-hearted take on love, rivalry, and weddings. It was released in January of 25 and again is available on Prime. Chucha says I watched it last night. What'd you think, Ma? Let us know.
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
Chill. While we're waiting, Ant says, went in wanting to like it. In the end, I thought it was weird. And then we just went on with our lives. I feel that. Every relationship I ever had in college. Poor thing. I agree. Look, I told y'all none of these were great or exceptional. At least this one was lighthearted and fun. I love Will Ferrell. I like Reese Witherspoon, and some of the casts are great. There were moments, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's one scene in particular where I laughed out loud, but it was just because it was over the top silly. I wasn't laughing at like the shtick of it all, but there's a line, and I won't say the line so as not to spoil it in case you want to see it. But Will Ferrell's character is wrestling with an alligator. And then he says something as he tosses the gator out the window, and I'll let you all put the pieces together. But it was funny just because, goddamn, they built that shit up for just that, and it was funny. It was cute. All right, once again, Ant says, you said that about the last review. I did say that about Got On With My Life. And then you say, just read the comment 5 minutes too late. Sorry about that, man. That's on me. I was reading the synopsis, and there is a bit of a lag. And then Chucha says, in spite of it, I still love both Will and Reese. Of course you do. We all love Reese and Will. And again, if you missed the monologue, shout out to Anthony one time, bang. He wrote that and he let us know that it is SNL's 50th anniversary on television this week, I believe. That's fucking dope. And the reason why that's relevant is because Will Ferrell, obviously, one of the most recognized cast members on that show, and I hope he'll be there. Bang. So tune in. Chucha says, I'd like Will to come here and get this gator out of my pond. No, Chooch. Is that alligator still in the pond? That'd be good to know. I don't think it is it? So for anyone that doesn't know this, and that's where my dad is. What's his name? Russ is out at Razor Creek, which is our property, the property as we refer to it. It's about 40 acres, and on the property is a very large pond. And naturally, in North Florida, there are alligators. And so there's a gator that lives in the pond. And apparently Chucha wants Will Ferrell to come grab him. Ant says, I could lure the gator out with my drone and then Russ can shoot it. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I like the gator. Russ says, it's a new gator. Dang. How big is the gator? Sounds like a joke I'm setting up. How big is the gator? This is for real though. And what's cute is I'll have conversations with like my colleagues and friends in Norway and they'll be like, you ever seen a gator? I'll be like, shit, seen the gator? We got pet gators down there, man. I got one in the pond right now. It's real shit. Ant says, gators, bitches better be using jimmies. All right, that's a callback. I'm gonna Gator don't take no shit. Gator don't take no shit. If you've ever seen The Other Guys, that is Will Ferrell's character's bit in that one. He was like a player in college or whatever, and his name was Gator. He was like a pimp. Bang. Gators, bitches better be using jimmies. Good shit. Good shit. I love it. Russ says, I call him Chapo. Bang. Matter of fact, this isn't his, but I'm going to do it. He's not here. Speaking of Chapo.
Chopper go do.
Big Chopper. Bang. So that soundbite I've been holding on to for a very long time. Pause.
That's what she said.
Because I wanted Big Chopper to have a song when he came in, but because you called the Gator El Chapo, I thought it was deserving. So one more time to Big Chop the Gator. Get it? Chopper.
Chopper go do.
All right, hand claps. Russ says he's 4 foot to me. God damn, 4 foot gator. That ain't no little bug. You know what I'm saying? That's a real alligator. And that's just life in North Florida. So Shout out to the home team. Miss y'all. Chucha says he's 4 foot if you don't count the tail. No way. No way. He's 4 foot if you don't count the tail. How big is he if he's got the tail counted? Because that means... Shout out to Gun Army one time. Chopper go do. All right, we're moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the chat going. I love this. That was You're Cordially Invited. And once again, that was Ryan's Pick of the Week. Bang. Moving right along. Chucha says, he's more than 5 foot. I need a better sound. I don't know why, but I just wanted to press that so bad. That's also what she said.
That's what she said.
Ant says, it's crazy to me just be walking through the woods from somewhere to get to the pond. I feel you. Well, let's also appreciate that where the land is, there's a lot of swamp there, and that's where alligators live, in the swamp. So it's very natural in my mind for a young alligator to be born, grow up in the swamp, and then make its way to the beautiful pond of Razor Creek. Shit, if I was a gator, if I was an animal out there of just about any type of variety, that's where I'd be. Hell yeah. Bang. It's a beautiful pond. Sitting on a beautiful 40 acre. All right, I'm moving right along. VIP Arrow Rising Gator. I don't know what happened there. Chucha Barber, I'll get a photo for the chat. Do that. That would be epic. I will throw it up on screen next week, and we will talk more about... He could have his own segment. Chapo, the Gator. Yeah. All right. Ant says, it was just the way I spelled it, better in person. Fair enough. I'll give you a short laugh. And cut. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to lose some of y'all here, sadly. I hope not. This is The Witcher Read. Coming up next... Let's do this. Chill. All right. Now last week, or I should say the last time we were together, had a bit of a fail on screen. See those lights behind me? Well, I like to change them up. And I like to do that in a very unique fashion, in a cool way. At least cool to me. It's cool to me. Joan Roa says, this was fun. See y'all. Are you serious? No, Joan. See what I'm saying? People, they just drop out when you get to The Witcher. That's okay, Joan. I gotta say it. Thank you again, bro.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Tune in next week where you'll have an opportunity to reclaim your title and perhaps be the movie preview game champion. Don Diego! We love you, brother, and thank you for all of your contributions relating to the films, and I'll let you know about Nosferatu. Chucha.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty.
Yeah.
Toss a coin to your Witcher,
Joanne, I see you, buddy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for tossing them coins. I gotta play that one up top because I love it. Thank you again. Love y'all from the bottom. All right. Aww. I was telling you that the last time I tried this, I'm gonna hold my hands here because that's where the light is. I tried to change the lights and it didn't work. It didn't work. Also, before I forget, let me go on and change the category. So what we're about to do now is on Twitch, we have the category Talk Show Podcast. Now we're gonna switch it up to Reading Aloud. So let's do that. Reading. I think it's actually writing and reading. There it is. Writing and reading. How about that? We're doing both, I guess. Boom. Says it's been updated. Awesome. So if you're tuning in. All right. Let's try to do this like we tried to the last time. Oh, now. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. We're gonna switch these lights up. Raise them up like the Undertaker would. little bit of mood lighting. Now we got the fire going, okay? The purple works because the book cover is purple, but I like that there's this synergy between the orange and the amber, and if you watch closely, it kind of moves like a fireplace would. I think it's cool. Whatever. It's my show. Fuck it. All right. This is the segment where we read aloud, children, where I pick up where we left off. Now, I recognize some of y'all might be watching, and thank you again, but you haven't been here for the book reading, so I'm going to catch you up at least a little bit to the best of my recollection, which is spotty at best, okay? Don't hold it against me. But ladies and gentlemen, this is about to be your Witcher recap.
Toss a coin.
You mentioned coin.
This is your Witcher recap.
Yeah. All right. So this is your Witcher recap. The last time we were together, it was a pickup. Let's take a moment. We are on book 2 of The Witcher. It is titled Time of Contempt. Okay? If you missed any of the former readings, you can go back and rewatch those and listen on YouTube. For some reason, in book 2, the author has made the chapters quite extensive. They're rather long.
That's what she said.
Okay? And so what that means is we don't get through a full chapter in a single episode or in a single reading. I mean, there's so many pages to get through, and we're already a minute 30 into the show. So we've been piecemealing this thing. Now, I would love like a conclusion and then the next show it picks up, but that's not how this book is written. So I don't know exactly how much more we have to go in chapter 2, but I'll tell you as best I can what's transpired thus far. All right? So if you know the characters of the book, Yennefer, who is a beautiful sorceress and the love interest to our principal character, Geralt of Rivia. Okay? Matter of fact, let's throw his image on screen because why not? There he is. Hand claps for Geralt. All right? What a stud. What a stud. Now, sadly, Geralt has been absent from this chapter, and I think it's just because we're really slow playing it, you know? So it's not about him at the moment. Right now, Yennefer and Princess Cirilla, or Ciri, from Cintra, they're on the move. In fact, they're on their way to the Mages Conclave. Can we get a hand clap for that? Yeah. So this is a big to-do. It's where mages gather, and I don't know what they do exactly. We'll find out. We haven't got there yet. But I also think that Ciri has to go to, like, wizard school, if you dig that. I'm not making that up. I think she's got to go to a school for wizards and mages, and I don't think she's too happy about it. So on the way to both the conclave and the school, Yennefer and Ciri stop into this town and they visit the bank, and we have been in conversation with a dwarf who runs the bank, and that's been going on for some time. But where we last left off, the dwarf, I think, wanted to talk to Yennefer privately, and so he suggested that one of his employees could escort Ciri around the city and show her things, and she was bored out of her mind anyway, so she jumped at the chance. But now look, remember, Ciri's on the run. She's being hunted, kind of, sort of. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. So I think Yennefer has cast a spell on Ciri so that she's disguised. So she's got like a magic mirror or something, and she's fine. So nobody's recognizing her as the Princess of Cintra. But she's with this guy, I forget his name, we'll find out in just a second, and he's escorting, and that's kind of it. So she has a chaperone in the city where they are, and he showed Ciri, last we read, where the school was, because she was asking about that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the best I could do. You can re-listen to all those readings on YouTube. That was your Witcher recap.
Toss a coin.
You mentioned coin.
This is your Witcher recap.
Chucha says, good recap. Thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you. Far too kind. Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
I love that you love the readings. I love it. It's you and maybe one other person. I know. But that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this because the show originally needed segments. We thought to ourselves, what could we talk about every week? And this was before we had movies to review, and there was a movie preview game, and Anthony's part of the show, and just because.
I'm Anthony, he's Anthony, it's Anthony's part of the show.
So we didn't have any of that, but what we did have was The Witcher. All right? And part of that was because reading is cool, okay? Dang. And if you don't think so, I got 2 words for you. But seriously, reading is cool, reading aloud is cool, but reading in general, I don't think enough of us do it. And so I thought, well, I'll promote that at least. And we picked a fun series. I mean, it's entertaining, and there's a Netflix series that goes with it. And so here we are. Chucha says, it's always been the best part. I don't know if that's true, but I love you for saying that. Now, selfishly, the other reason why I thought this was a cool thing is because I get to work on my acting chops a little bit. I get to do the voices, and that's fun. Now, look, do I do the best job of that? Certainly not, but we have fun with it, and I hope you all do too. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope you dig it, and I recognize it's a lot when it's choppy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what were we doing last week? I don't remember. It's like a book isn't meant to be read quite the way we're doing it. One day, and I'm gonna throw this out into the ether. One day, we'll piece it all together, and it'll just be one cohesive audio experience. How about that? And we'll publish that for anybody that just wants to hear Ryan read The Witcher. All right. Now, look, I think Henry Cavill does this on his own, so if you want a reading of The Witcher, you might as well go to the source. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's worth that. But we're doing it. We're having fun. And this is how we begin every read. I think it's her favorite sound alert. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please toss a coin to your Witcher.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh.
I'm gonna flip the pages to see, again, there's no break point. So we're just gonna read, and then if we find a spot and we think that's sufficient, that's what we'll do. Here we go. The boy looked at her in surprise. Hirudum's not a city, he said. It's a huge farm. There are orchards and gardens there which supply vegetables and fruit to the towns and the cities in the area. There are also fish ponds where they breed carp and other fish. How far is it from here to Hirundun? Which way is it? Show me. Why do you want to know? Just show me, will you? Do you see that road leading westwards? Where those wagons are? That's the road to Hirundun. It's about 15 miles away, through forests all the way. 15 miles, repeated Siri. Not far, if you've got a good horse. Thank you, Fabio. Fabio. That's the guy's name. It's a funny name. What are you thanking me for? Never mind. Now take me to the town square. You promised. Let's go. Siri had never before seen such a crush and hubbub as there was in the market square in Gore-Valen. The noisy fish market they'd walked through a little earlier seemed like a quiet temple compared to this place. It was absolutely huge, but still, matter of fact...
That's what she said!
Hey! Sorry. It was absolutely huge, but still so crowded that Siri assumed they would only be able to look in from a distance. There would be no chance of actually getting into it. Fabio, however, bravely forced his way into the seething crowd, pulling her along by the hand. Siri felt dizzy at once. The market traders bellowed, the customers bellowed even louder, and children lost in the crowd howled and wailed. Cattle lolled, and sheep bleated, and poultry clucked and quacked. Dwarven craftsmen doggedly banged their hammers onto sheets of metal, cursing foully whenever they were interrupted, and then they took a drink. Pipes, fiddles, and dulcimers could be heard from various parts of the square. Apparently, some minstrels and musicians were performing. To cap it all, someone hidden in the crowd was blowing a brass trumpet incessantly. That someone was clearly not a musician. Dodging a pig that trotted past with a piercing squeal, Siri fell against a cage of chickens. A moment later, she was jostled by a passerby and trod on something soft that meowed. She jumped back and barely avoided being trampled on by a huge, smelly, revolting, fearsome-looking beast, shoving people aside with its shaggy flanks. "What was that?" she groaned, trying to regain her balance. "Fabio? A camel. Don't be afraid." "I'm not afraid. The thought of it." Siri looked around curiously. She watched halflings at work creating ornate wineskins from goats' hides in full view of the public, and she was delighted by the beautiful dolls on display at a stall run by a pair of half-elves. She looked at wares made of malachite and jasper with a She looked at wares made by malachite and jasper, which a gruff, gloomy gnome was offering for sale. She inspected the swords in a swordsmith's shop and, with interest and the eye of an expert. She watched girls weaving wicker baskets and concluded that there was nothing worse than that work. The horn blower stopped blowing. Someone had probably killed him. "What smells so delicious round here?" "Donuts," said Fabio, feeling the pouch. "Do you wish to eat one?" "I wish to eat too." The vendor handed them 3 donuts, took the 5 groat piece, and gave them 4 coppers in exchange, one of which he broke in half. Siri, slowly regaining her poise, watched the operation of the coin being broken while voraciously devouring the first donut. "Is that," she asked, getting started on the second, "where the expression, 'not worth a broken groat,' comes from?" "That's right," said Fabio, swallowing his donut. "There aren't any smaller coins than groats. Don't people use half groats where you come from?" "No," Siri licked her fingers. "Where I come from, we used gold ducats or ducats. And anyway, all that breaking business was stupid and pointless." "Why?" "Because I wish to eat a 3rd donut." The plum jam-filled donuts acted like the most miraculous elixir. Siri was now in a good mood, and the teeming square had stopped terrifying her, and had even begun to please her. Now she didn't let Fabio drag her behind him, but rather pulled him into the biggest crowd herself, towards a place where someone on a makeshift rostrum, built of barrels, was addressing the crowd. The speaker was fat and a bit past it. Siri recognized him as a wandering priest by his shaved head and grayish-brown robes. She had seen his kind before, and they were occasionally visiting the temple Melitel in Elander. Mother Neneki never referred to them as anything other than fanatical chumps. "There is but one law in the world," roared the podgy priest. "Divine law. The whole of nature is subject to that law, the whole of earth and everything that lives on the earth, and spells and magic are contrary to that law. Thus are sorcerers damned and closed in the day of wrath when fire will pour from the heavens and destroy their vile land. Then down will come the walls of Loxia, Aretusa, and Garstang, where those pagans are gathering to hatch their intrigues. Those walls will tumble down. And we'll have to build those sodding things again," muttered a journeyman bricklayer in a lime-spattered smock standing next to Siri. "I admonish you all, good and pious people," yelled the priest. "Don't believe the sorcerers. Don't turn to them for advice or aid. Beguiled neither by their beautiful looks nor their clever speech. For verily do I say to you that those magicians are like whitened grapes, beautiful on the outside, but full of putrefaction and rotten bones on the inside. See what a powerful gob is on him? I don't know what she's saying here. It's all gibberish. Remarked a young woman with a basket full of carrots. He's avoiding go to the magicians because he's jealous of him, and that's that. Sorry, folks, I'm trying. Curse he is, said the bricklayer. Look at his noggin. He's bald as an egg, and that belly hangs down to his knees. On the other hand, sorcerers are handsome. They don't get fat or bald, and sorcerers, well, they're just gorgeous. Sorceresses, rather. All right, so there's a bit back and forth here. The priest obviously trying to shit on the mages and the sorcerers, and the people of the town aren't really having it. They're like, nah, I'm rocking with them. Only because they've sold their souls to the devil for their beauty, yelled a short individual with a shoemaker's hammer stuck into... I thought it was the girl again, sorry. Only because they've sold their souls to the devil for their beauty, yelled a short individual with a shoemaker's hammer stuck to his belt. Fool of a clobber! I don't know who's talking. Fool of a clobber! Were it not for the ladies of Aretusa, you'd long since have gone begging. Thanks to them, you've got food in your belly. All right, here we go. Fabio pulled Siri by the sleeve, and they plunged once more into the crowd, which carried them towards the middle of the square. They heard the pounding of a drum and a loud shouting, calling for silence. The crowd had no intention of being quiet, but it didn't bother the town crier on the wooden platform in the least. He had a powerful, trained voice, and he knew how to use it. Let it be known, he bellowed, unfurling a roll of parchment, that Hugo Ansbach of halfling stock is outlawed, for he gave lodgings and victuals to those villainous elves called squirrels. The same applies to Justin Ingvar, a blacksmith of dwarven stock, who forged arrowheads for those wrongdoers. Thus does the Burglaive announce that both are wanted and orders them to be hunted down. Whoever seizes them will earn a reward of 50 crowns. Any who gives them victuals or shelter shall be considered an accomplice to their crime and shall suffer the same punishment. And should they be apprehended in a village or hamlet, the entire village or hamlet will pay a fine. But who? Shouted someone in the crowd. Who would give halflings shelter? They should be hunted on their farms, and then they're found and all those non-humans slung into the dungeons. To the gallows, not the dungeons. The town crier began to read further announcements issued by the Burgrave and the town council, and Siri lost interest. She was just about to extricate herself from the crowd when she suddenly felt a hand on her bottom. A totally non-accidental, brazen, and extremely skilled hand. The crush ought to have prevented her from turning around to look, but in Kaer Morhen, Siri had learned how to maneuver in places that were difficult to move around in. She turned around, causing something of a disturbance. The young priest with the shaved head standing right behind her smiled an arrogant, rehearsed smile. Right then, said that smile, what are we going to do now? You'll blush sweetly, and that'll be the end of it, won't it? Oh! I don't like that. Somebody's getting handsy with our girl Siri in the crowd. I'm not here for that. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. If you would, toss a coin.
Toss a coin to your witcher, O Valley of Plenty, O Valley of Plenty. Oh.
Fed me! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Toss a coin to your witcher, O Valley of Plenty.
Play it up top with you one time. Dandelion. Let's go. All right, I'm going to take a moment. For those of you that are with me, thank you so much. Love y'all for that. Do you want me to keep on reading? Or shall we conclude? We can figure out who that little handsy fella is and what he's all about. I've got a few more minutes if you want them. Otherwise, we can stop here and then pick it up next time. And I'll remind you all that we're in the town square. There was a crier. He's telling people that the squirrels are banned and to the gallows. You let me know. Waiting on some love in the chat. We could call it, or we could keep on trucking. You let me know. I'll give you time. Catch my breath. It wasn't the very best read I've ever done, but it wasn't terrible. Again, I don't read ahead, so I don't know who these voices are always, but we try. I really miss Geralt, man. When is he coming back into the mix? Guess we just gotta push through.
That's what she said.
Is it? Is it? Chucha says, I have a call with a client at 9:30. Okay. Then we're gonna call it. Get it? See what I did there? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to switch this thing back up. And we'll change the lights one game. Not bad. And then we'll say farewell. Hang out with me for just a second. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful show. Just got to change the category. Just chatting. That's us. Chucha says, I miss Geralt too. Aww. I know you do, darling. Don't we all? Just chatting. Come on, change it up. All right, I think that did it. There it is. Pretty good show, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed the monologue one more time, shout out to Anthony Nicholas Rising. He writes them, he directs them, I perform them, he edits them, and they're getting better and better.
You just keep getting better and better.
Thank you so much. And we're gonna post it all over social, so check it out wherever you get your kicks. And if you missed any part of the show, we had the movie preview game. Bang, shout out to our champion, Federico. Chucha says, thank you for a great show. I miss you doing it the last couple of weeks. Thank you, Mom. Come on.
Thank you. Far too kind.
What's her name?
Her name is Chucha. She's getting lit up in the chat.
Yeah. All right. Well, for good reason, we weren't here last week. Once again, I visited headquarters in Kitchener, Waterloo, Canada. And shout out to Fedme. He's actually going there this week. How cool for him. And Captain Martis. And I don't think he's here any longer, but shout out to my guy, Rody Roll. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. It means a lot, man. It means a lot.
Thank you. Far too kind.
For anybody showing love, stopping by, saying what's up in the chat, we so appreciate you. If you didn't, shame on you. Shame on you. Nah, it's all good. I know it's in the middle of your day, and depending on where you're at, it's probably a bad time. Bad time for everybody. Why don't you stream at a better time, right? Hey, it's what works for me. That's it. That's the show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You can rewatch anything you missed on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe for me. Why not? Get a notification both on Twitch when we go live and when we post the VODs to the tube, baby. All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you all with this. This is how we conclude most of our shows. It is a soundbite from some of our favorite show. If you know, you know, but I'm just gonna hit it and then we're gonna roll out of here. And I think the intro, or rather the outro today, is a song that we debuted the last time we were together. Shout out to R&B.
We testing the game.
If you don't know, I do music too. I don't just do this. No. And Not Your First, shout out to him. For those of y'all that know Not Your First, I think he had knee surgery. Poor guy. So if you know him, reach out. We love you, bro. Get healthy, recover. Hope you're doing great. And as I told y'all before, we're cooking up something new for y'all. So stay tuned for that. R&B, he's working. He gonna deliver. So I hope you dig the outro. You can find these songs on SoundCloud and Spotify and some other places as well. But that's it. It was a cool show. Again, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me. I look forward to seeing all of y'all and more of y'all in the next one. That's it. This was
a successful unveiling.
Go back to work. Love y'all. Appreciate you. That's it. Fed man, have a safe trip, buddy. All right? Peace.
Amazing grace, you better pray for me.
I speak to masses and enter the cathedral. I'm on the track like Evil Knievel. Like crooked preachers and priests in preschool. I'm bad, motherfucker. Mike Jack's the sequel. Damn, motherfucker, just crashed the Jeep too. You tipsy than a bitch, dude. Chill, you need to. Nah, let's get rich, dog. Sit if you need to. Been spitting since the 6th grade. Sicker than measles. I seek peace, police, they all wave to me. Blowing on machines in the morning, my job waiting for me. My knees weak, need y'all to pray for me. Committing murder, the candles burning, it's hot as furnace. 50 Cent in my AirPods, say hi to Curtis. Bloody red like a tampon, it's picture perfect. I paint the picture, I spit it with no pen on purpose. Pretty thoughts like pretty pennies, you bitches worthless. 100 bands from OnlyFans, you bitches work it. Don't need a man, a Barbie doll, she's ass-tastic. Your booty looks great, but it's made of plastic. I'm in the game while you standing on the sideline. Bitch, I call plays while you working out the guidelines. I'm all time like a bully playing quarterback. Take the ball from you, selling candy, where your quarters at? I don't know shit about no somersault bricks. Bathing suit look like a gymnast, somersault on my dick. She's crazy into fitness, got a couple of kids, and her boobs is so huge, let you come on the tits. In need of service, need in person, girl, it's really worth it. Give your body the suplex like Mr. Perfect. The 1%er, Sports Center, top 5. Say I'm not the best, that's handicap, bitch, hot fries.